Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by green fields and old trees, there lived a young woman named Meera. Meera was not rich. She was not poor either, but she was always sad. Her house was small but clean. Her children were healthy. Her husband worked hard. But still, Meera could not smile. Every morning she would wake up and think, "Nothing good ever happens to me." When she cooked food, she thought, "Why is my life so difficult?" When she saw her neighbor laughing, she thought, "Why is everyone happy except me?" Slowly, slowly, her sadness grew bigger, like a shadow that follows you everywhere. Her children stopped playing near her. Her husband stopped talking much. Even the birds outside her window seemed quieter. Meera felt alone, very alone. One evening, as the sun was setting and the sky turned soft orange, Meera sat outside her house. She was tired, tired of thinking, tired of feeling heavy inside. An old woman walked by. She had silver hair tied in a bun and a shawl wrapped around her shoulders. Her face was wrinkled, but her eyes were bright and kind. She stopped near Meera and smiled gently. "Why do you sit here with such a sad face, my child?" the old woman asked softly. Meera looked up. She didn't know this woman, but something in her voice felt safe. "I don't know, grandmother," Meera said quietly. "I just feel like nothing good ever happens to me. Every day is the same. Every day is hard." The old woman nodded slowly. She sat down beside Meera on the ground, her old knees cracking a little. "Tell me, child," she said. "What do you think about when you wake up?" Meera thought for a moment. I think about all the things that might go wrong. I think about how hard my day will be." The old woman smiled again, a soft, knowing smile. "And do those thoughts make you feel light or heavy?" Meera's eyes filled with tears. "Heavy, very heavy." The old woman placed a wrinkled hand on Meera's shoulder. "Let me tell you something, my dear. Our thoughts are like seeds. If you plant a bitter seed, a bitter tree will grow. If you plant a sweet seed, a sweet tree will grow." Meera looked at her, confused. "But grandmother, I cannot control what happens to me. Life is hard." "That is true," the old woman said gently. "Life is hard for everyone, but we can choose what we think. And what we think changes how we feel, and how we feel changes how we live." Meera was silent. The old woman continued. "Every morning, before you open your eyes, say to yourself, 'Today something good will happen.' Just that. One small thought, like planting one small seed." "But what if nothing good happens?" Meera asked, her voice shaking. The old woman smiled. "Then you say it again the next day, and the next, because even if nothing big happens, you will start to notice the small good things. The smell of tea, the sound of your children laughing, the warmth of the sun. These are not small things, child. These are everything." Meera sat there long after the old woman had left. She thought about her words. She didn't fully believe them, but something inside her wanted to try. The next morning, before she opened her eyes, she whispered to herself, "Today something good will happen." It felt strange, but she said it anyway. She got up, she made tea. She looked out the window, and then she saw it. A small bird sitting on the branch outside, singing a soft, sweet song. Meera paused. She had not noticed that bird before. Maybe it had always been there. But today, she saw it. She heard it. A tiny smile touched her lips. The next day, she said it again. "Today something good will happen." And that day, her youngest child hugged her tightly and said, "Mama, I love you." Meera's heart felt warm. She had heard those words before, but today they felt different. Today they felt like sunshine. Days passed, weeks passed. Every morning, Meera said the same thing. Today, something good will happen. And slowly, very slowly, things began to change. Not outside, inside. She started to smile more. She started to notice her husband's tired eyes and made him his favorite food. He looked at her, surprised, and smiled back. She started to play with her children again. They laughed, they ran, they hugged her. Her neighbors began to stop by more often. "Meera, you look so bright these days," they said. "What happened?" Meera would just smile and say, "I changed one thought." Months later, the old woman came by again. Meera saw her from a distance and ran to her, her face glowing. "Grandmother, grandmother, thank you." The old woman smiled, her eyes twinkling. "You did it yourself, my child. I only gave you a seed. You watered it every day." Meera's eyes filled with happy tears. "I didn't know one thought could change so much." The old woman held Meera's hands gently. "Our life is made of our thoughts, dear one. If we fill our mind with fear, we live in fear. If we fill our mind with hope, we live in hope. You chose hope, and hope always wins." Meera hugged the old woman tightly. "I will never forget this," she whispered. The old woman patted her back. "Then share it, child. When you see someone sitting alone with a sad face, sit beside them. Tell them what you learned. One thought can change one life, and one life can change a whole village." And so, Meera did. Whenever she saw someone struggling, she would sit with them. She would listen. And then, softly, she would say, "Let me tell you something. Our thoughts are like seeds. Plant a good one, water it every day, and watch your life bloom." And one by one, people in the village began to smile more, worry less, hope more. All because one woman changed one thought. The lesson is simple, dear listener. Your life will not change overnight. But if you change your thoughts, slowly, gently, with patience, your heart will change. And when your heart changes, your life follows. Start tomorrow. Before you open your eyes, say to yourself, "Today something good will happen." Say it with love. Say it with trust. And then, watch. Watch how the world begins to feel a little softer, a little brighter, a little kinder. Because the world was always there. You just needed new eyes to see it. And new eyes begin with one new thought. May you wake up tomorrow with hope in your heart. May you plant sweet seeds in your mind. And may you live a life full of light, no matter how dark the night.